Hey guys, and welcome back. Well, welcome back to me. We're here, Geekin Drinkin, episode 93. Let's fucking go. Going on, and like I said, welcome. We're all back. We're here for Geekin and Drinking, episode 93. That's Steven.
Hey, how's it going? I'm Steven.
And I'm Eddie, and I'm back, baby.
He's back.
I had to come back.
I told you he was gonna come back.
We obviously by the title of this episode, we're talking Deadpool, Wolverine, full spoilers. We're getting into Comic-Con stuff with the MCU, big stuff, big topics to talk about. So I had to come back. I had my opinions, and I need to get them out. I need to get them out. So I told Steven, let's do this, because, man, I saw your non-spoiler review of Deadpool Wolverine, and I was like, I gotta get in on this. I gotta do it. You know.
Exactly why I did a non-spoiler, because I was like, you know what? I know Eddie's gonna want to do an episode. He's gonna want to talk about some stuff. I know he's definitely got some things on his mind, some opinions on the.
Deadpool
movie.
Wolverine. It's like long time awaited thing that's been we've been waiting for a long time. Kind of like when back when it's really reminiscent to me, but like different. Was when remember when like once upon a time we're like, oh, the Flash, we're getting the Flash. It's gonna reset everything. Oh, it's gonna be such a great movie. And it ate a pile of shit. That movie sucked.
Big pile of shit.
Have you rewatched it ever since it came out?
Not totally rewatched it. I just kind of skimmed through it to some of the good parts.
I cannot.
Just some of the parts I kind of like. The only really part I like is when they go to that Russian prison or whatever.
Oh, and Batman's fighting.
That's pretty much it.
I put it on. I've even tried putting it on like in the background, and like. As soon as I see those babies flying through the air, I'm just like, can you turn it off?
That's definitely one of the first things
I cannot do with that movie. But I've come bearing gifts.
Yes, let's go. I'm empty over here. I'm thirsty.
I'm empty over here.
Oh, I need something. Hey, what you got there?
So I got this hazy IPA with guava called Misty Lady from
Fancy.
Bear King Brewing in Marble Falls, Texas.
Fancy.
I've never had this before. I was at the store browsing around, and I saw this, piqued my interest because it's pink, really bright pink. I said, what is this? And then I saw IPA with guava, coming in at 6.5%. Like I said, from Bear King Brewing. I've never heard of this brewery before. Actually, it says since 2016 is when they
Well, there you go.
Yeah. So I'm gonna pour this up.
Oh yeah.
Let's see if we can give it a smell. Yeah, I know, not the right way to pour beer. I don't care. I just don't care. I want to drink it now, only for all the foam to go down. Let's see here. We double dry hop this hazy IPA with Amarillo, Citra, Azaka, and Idaho Gem to achieve those citrus sweet vibes. The real zinger in the guava. It adds tasty notes of tropical zest and melon. Learn more about this beer in our brewery at beerkingbrewing.com. Share your story with us at #BeerKingBrewery.
Crafted by. Oh, am I on? I can't. Yeah,
No, you're good. You're
crafted by 4 siblings in Marble Falls, Texas.
Cheers to you guys.
Yeah.
So let's give this a shot. Put this up here.
Can you hear me all right? I feel like I'm not.
Yeah.
Not. There we go. I think there. Okay, that's good. That's good.
We're good. Everything's good here.
We're all good. We're all good. All right. So cheers.
Can't wait to do this. Cheers.
It's a little dry.
That's good. Yeah, real dry, real bitter. I wasn't expecting it to be that bitter.
Bitter? I didn't get no bitterness.
Really?
I like it. It's good. It's good.
It's real citrusy. I will give it that. I I find it bitter. Like, I mean, also too, given most of the IPAs I drink nowadays are like juicy, hazy, real fruit heavy.
Oh, you like them juicy?
I like them juicy. And, I've been drinking a lot is the Voodoo Ranger, man. I've been drinking this Voodoo Ranger. It's a Tropic Force, not the Space Force. Space Force is the orange can, kind of tastes like orange juice. I've been drinking. It's like a different variation of that. It's Tropic Force, which is basically the same thing, but just has a little more of a tropical flavor to it. Those come in like at 9.5%.
And you drink the big ones too.
Oh yeah, I like to pour them in my big old cup. Keep them nice and cold. Sit down. Been watching a lot of TV lately. Maybe not say that. Excuse me. Say that for another episode. Been watching a lot of TV, bro. What was I gonna say? Yeah, Acolyte sucked.
Yeah. Not gonna disagree with you there, but anyways.
Yeah.
So, anyways, Deadpool.
Let's get to it.
Deadpool, Wolverine.
Let's get to it. Yeah, that one. That's good stuff.
You saw it same day I saw it, but at a different theater.
Yes, sir.
How was it? How was the crowd? How was the environment in the theater?
Actually, it was pretty lively. I don't know. I think at this point, like, I'm kind of over people like clapping in the theaters. Like back when like Avengers: Infinity War and like Civil War and everything. Like you give a nice cheer and everything. People were excited. Like it was it was exciting. But like
Endgame,
yeah,
Captain America gets the hammer.
But honestly, what I think what ruined it for me, kind of going a little sidetrack, was Spider-Man: No Way Home. Like because obviously you get those big appearances from the the original Spider-Man, but like and in the theater people are clapping, all right, whatever. But when you watch that movie at home, like it's so jarring because like when Andrew Garfield pops in. He like pauses for a moment. It's like pause for applause. You know what I mean? It's just like okay, like it kind of seems like they expect these applause, so they put in these pause. It's just kind of like on the nose in a way.
It's almost like if you're actually watching it at like a live theater.
Yeah, it like has a little license applause. But no, like it wasn't like super. Distracting. People were laughing at the jokes. I think there was a lot of jokes that like that I like picked up on, and like I was the only one.
Yeah, I totally get that. That was definitely me. I was like, yeah, that's true, yeah. Guys. No.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I forgot there was one joke I think where he was like talking about I think Deadpool said something along the lines of like, wow, that was he goes, what in the holy expedition drop or something? Just like they're talking about this, dropping a lot of information about the movie, and I was just like, no, okay. I was like, that was funny, like but it was pretty good. I did watch or listen to your non-spoiler review, and I was actually surprised. Some of the things that you said. I agree. Like, I guess overall, what about the movie? I definitely had fun with it. It was really funny. I thought there was a lot of a lot of funny jokes. A lot of jokes poking at Disney. A lot of just inside stuff. A
lot of Fox jokes.
Yeah, the cameos or surprises.
And surprisingly, even those jokes were going over people's heads about Fox.
Yeah,
I don't think people realize that Disney acquired Fox, and this is why we got Deadpool and Wolverine and the MCU, not associated with Marvel.
Yeah, and I think the biggest one, and this is a full spoiler review, so I'm just gonna flat out say we could talk about it more later. But like, I think one thing that went over people's head was the Gambit thing. Yeah, like people are like Channing Tatum with Gambit, and just like no, like that's so like if you don't know it, then you don't know it. Like you know what I mean? Like, so I think that, and then there's also a Blade joke about like the one and only Blade, and how But again, we'll get to it. But what's it called? It? Yeah, so like a lot of jokes, a lot of funny stuff. Just seeing Wolverine at one point, or not Wolverine, Deadpool, like speaking with Happy, like he's in the universe, like you get like like just the fact that Deadpool is in our world of the MCU was pretty cool. Like I like that. As far as the story goes and the plot, like it just more of the same of like what we've been getting with Marvel. Like kind of just fell on its ass to me. Like it fell flat to me. At a certain point in the third act, like with the whole I guess climactic scene, the whole battle at the end, I guess you can call it, with the Deadpool core, and then like with Cassandra Nova with her hands and that thing, I really didn't give a shit. Like I was just like I don't care. Like nor do I really fully understand what's happening. Like this, what they call it, time jumper. What do they call it? They call
it
it
like a time jumps or some
yeah,
shit
exactly. That's how little I cared about it. It's like I don't even remember what it was called. I was just like, this is kind of like I don't care.
Yeah,
and
like kind of going back to what you said earlier about the Flash, that it was supposed to kind of like reset things and stuff like that. This definitely did not really do that at all. I mean, it dealt with the multiverse and stuff like that. And, we saw a lot of different Wolverines, a lot of different versions of Wolverines, which was pretty funny and cool at the same time. But, yeah, I mean, as far as, it being like a reset or anything, it definitely was not that.
Yeah.
And it definitely was, like I had mentioned in the non-spoiler review, that this was definitely just a Deadpool movie with Wolverine in it.
Yeah, and that in itself, it was good. But yeah, like I totally agree that like as far as the greater MCU, I don't think it added anything. I don't think, like you said, I don't think it reset anything. I think Kevin Feige even like said something along the lines of like, oh, this movie's it's gonna change the direction of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's gonna like set things in line, and it didn't do any of those things.
I think the only thing that it possibly did is just set up Secret Wars in a certain way, because
why is Thor crying?
If you know the reason why, they were really focusing on the what was it that they were in,
the Void?
The Void, because that's where Secret Wars takes place. And is a lot.
I can see that.
All the in the comic books, or sometimes when they did it, like in the animated Spider-Man movie, it was in a void, and that's where they did like the Secret Wars and stuff like that. So
yeah,
if you ever watched the Spider-Man 1994 animated series, you would have seen some version of the Secret Wars happening in that cartoon.
Yeah, but yeah, like I mean, like we keep saying like, it was a good movie, but as far as like the plot and everything, I really didn't. I just found myself at the end of like, I don't care, you know what I mean? Like I really don't care. There's this like thing, when new movies come out and people are like, is this the best movie since Endgame? Is this like the best movie since whatever? I'm just like, no, I don't think it is. Like just like how when No Way Home came out, people are like, oh, is this the best movie? Like at a certain point you got to ask yourself like, okay, like are you just like,
it definitely was better than a lot of the Marvel series that came out.
Oh yeah, for sure. And like again, one of the jokes that stuck out, and I think I was one of the only ones that like laughed really out loud. I mean, other people that laughed were like, they're in the TVA with Deadpool and Wolverine, and like Deadpool tells Wolverine, he goes, "Welcome to the MCU." He goes, "You're kind of coming in at a low point." And I was like, "Oh my god!" Like, damn.
I totally forgot about that.
I was like, I mean, and he's not wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
he really isn't,
like,
because I mean,
not wrong.
Everybody's been complaining about all the latest movies that have been coming out from the MCU in this phase of the MCU, and they just haven't been hitting it. They just have been hitting it.
And the show is not even. You know what I was thinking the other day? I was thinking about the shows, right? And the ones that like stuck out to me that were either good or bad, like She-Hulk. I'm like, okay, I didn't like that one all that much, whatever.
I liked it in the sense that it was entertaining for what it was, despite the the villains and the bad CGI. But definitely one of my favorite episodes I love to go back to is the one with Daredevil.
Yeah. And it gave us the Daredevil stuff. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then I was like, oh shit, we also had a Secret Invasion show. Like
that sucked.
That one sucked.
That sucked hard.
And
I feel bad for Emilia Clarke, dude. Like the character they gave her, like, man, that sucks, dude. Like, for her to come off of this high from
her fucking little Hulk arm
from Game of Thrones, and then to come to this is like,
And then so I was thinking to him, I was like, well, we also had a Moon Knight, you know, like that kind of like
that one was alright.
I like Miss Marvel, you know. I think that one kind of
that one was another entertaining one.
Yeah, and I think that one also kind of like it kind of popped back up because
Marvels.
Kamala Khan came out in the Marvels. Yeah, the Marvels, exactly. And then what else?
You know, she wasn't. She was here not too long ago in San Antonio.
Really?
Yeah, at Heroes of Fantasy.
Nice.
Signing autographs.
I love her. She's
so
cool.
I was like, oh damn, dude! I wish I would have known.
Yeah. You just thought, you made me think about something. The thing I sent you on Instagram the other day, I was like, I'm not gonna make it tomorrow. But yeah, so I mean, you know, the MCU is in a downward trajectory, you know, and like I think the only things coming out this year, I mean, we haven't had anything.
Nothing's coming out other than Deadpool this year.
Deadpool and Agatha all along.
Oh.
Which, you know, which again, Jim, just like, you know, did you see the trailer? I mean,
I didn't see a trailer.
Yeah, so it just gives more, it feeds more into that thing of like, we just don't care right now. And honestly, like, yeah, Deadpool was fun, and we're talking about it, which is good. But I think we're talking about it not in the sense of like, oh, like, you know, it progressed the MCU, it's breathing new life into the MCU. We're talking about it because it's funny.
When you say progress, I think it did progress it in the sense that now I think Disney and the MCU are not going to be so afraid to go towards that R rating.
Yeah.
Because after Deadpool Wolverine, they officially announced that Blade is going to be a hard R.
If it's even coming out.
Well, I mean, yeah, that too. But, you know, because again, even if you've seen the Blade movies, I mean, they're gory as fuck too. You know?
That's another thing too. Like, I think that's something I was like sitting there and I was like, wow, like we're literally sitting here watching an R-rated like Disney Marvel movie. Like, you know, say what you will.
Even the joke too, like there are 206 bones in the human body, 207 if
I'm watching Gilmore Girls. Isn't Blake Lively in Gilmore Girls?
Is she?
I think that's why he made that joke, because she's in that show or something. I think that's what I heard.
She is.
I don't know.
I'll confirm that, but I don't think she is, because I've seen Gilmore Girls.
But yeah, it was just crazy to think that, like, I was like sitting there watching. I was like, man, like,
oh well, no, she was in Gossip Girls.
Maybe did he say Gossip Girl?
Oh, he said Gossip Girls.
Yeah, it was Gossip Girl. Okay, okay, yeah. Because I knew it was like a joke towards his wife, you know. You know.
He did say Gossip. He goes, children 7 if I'm watching Gossip Girls.
That's so funny. Like, I'm saying, like, that stuff is like, it just lands, man. Like, but I mean, should we get into it? Like, should we just get into like the things we like, because they're just
go for it.
Jokes and stuff that like I want to like hone in on. So let's just get to like the big four. You know what I mean? And you know, I guess the top, you know, to start off, because we get introduced to 4 characters, you know, which we're gonna talk about. But the fourth one that they introduced was one that, like, in the movie, it was played out like it was gonna be a big surprise, and it would have been a big surprise. I'm talking about X-23, Daphne King. It would have been a big surprise if they didn't show it in the fucking trailer.
That's what I'm saying, dude. That's what I'm fucking saying. Sorry, if I cuss.
It's Deadpool Wolverine, all right?
Yeah. You know, yeah. Fuck it, we're gonna fucking cuss, you know. But yes, dude, that's what I'm saying, dude. That's what I've been talking about this way back before, and when all these blockbusters come out and they do like the teaser trailer, the official trailer, and then the final trailer. It's like,
not to mention all the TV spots.
It's like, we don't need that, you know. Just give us the teaser, give us one full trailer, boom, that's it, you know. And do not like show anything else, dude. Just like, you know, kind of do like what they did with Endgame. You know,
yeah, they showed like old footage.
You know, they showed old shit, and then you know, most of the stuff that they showed too that was in the movie was all in the beginning. Was pretty much all the boring stuff in the beginning.
Yeah.
Till the action.
Yeah.
You know, do that. Like, don't give us anything. Like, you know, when they did Wolverine and all you see is his silhouette.
Yeah, in the first trailer. Yeah.
I would have been happy with that. You know, and then for him to come out in for them to show his like
full suit
and comic accurate suit or whatever, I would have been like, holy shit, dude, this is what we've been waiting for. Yeah, oh my god,
exactly.
Dude. Like,
so it's
know, even they even showed the mask too, dude. Like, because he didn't.
Did they show the trailer?
Yeah, they showed it in one of the trailers, or at least they were like showing it somewhere.
At least I saw like marketing stuff with the mask. Like,
yeah, and and I mean, I was still surprised a little bit when they actually did, because I was like, oh yeah, he definitely hasn't put the mask on or anything. And then he kind of did it. I was like, oh yeah.
I was like, oh, he because the mask, and at the while I'm just like, this looks kind of silly. Like I was like, I don't know if I really like the mask. Like,
but I mean, again, the mask even played into some of the jokes with Deadpool when they're in the that room and he's got the mask on and
no shirt.
Just like.
But yeah, so like the whole X-23 thing, because like again in the movie it's played out because like they introduce Elektra. And we get Blade, then we get Gambit, and like which are awesome. We're gonna go through it, but and then there's just like, well, who brought us here? Me. And they play the score from Logan, and then she walks in, and it would have been so awesome. Because I mean, we all kind of had our suspicions. We were all kind of like, well, she's gotta be in it, right? I mean, I guess right, but it was never really confirmed. So like, it would have been just even awesome to be like, oh, that yes, it is her. Like hell yeah. But then they just showed it in the trailer. And you know what's even more fucking stupid is that Kevin Feige, he was all like, well, he says, the reason we put her in the trailer was because Daphne King wanted to attend the premiere. And so, we don't want to deny her that. So, like, we don't want people to be speculating if she's... I'm like, people are already speculating in the movie.
Yeah, first of all, people were already speculating. And, I mean, whether you put her in the trailer or not, that would have given a bigger speculation, like, oh shit, she has to be in it. Like,
yeah, but also that too, I mean, like, her being at the premiere really doesn't give away a lot because she was in the last Wolverine movie. She was one of the main characters.
And was a really big character and ended up being a fan favorite.
Yeah, so then it would have been like, just like, oh, she's here to support Hugh Jackman. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, they're friends, like, it wouldn't give anything. Regardless, I mean, she was awesome in the movie. Like, I thought, like, I mean... I know we're not talking about it, but she probably was one of the best parts of the Acolyte, if there was any.
Yeah, she was my favorite character, and I didn't even recognize her. I was like, I love this character, and then I looked it up. I was like, oh shit, it's X-23.
Yeah, so I'm excited to see where she goes in her career, whatever. But like, I thought she was awesome. I liked that she even put the glasses on and everything. I was like, that's fucking cool. She took out Juggernaut, and then so yeah, then obviously one of the other characters that was rumored to be in the movie. Early on, was Jennifer Gardner as Elektra, coming in.
Yeah, I remember that.
And we as an audience first got introduced to Jennifer Gardner as Elektra in the Ben Affleck Daredevil movie, which again, set up for another great joke where they were talking about all of the characters that have been killed by Cassandra Nova, whatever, and they're like naming characters, and then like Deadpool's all like, oh, they mentioned Daredevil, and he goes and then he's all like, Daredevil's dead, and he like tells Elektra Jennifer Gardner, and he goes, I'm so sorry. And she goes, it's okay. Like, because it's like, not only is just like it's a joke about, because obviously in real life Jennifer Gardner and Ben Affleck were married and got divorced since then, so it's just kind of like throwing shade at Ben Affleck, which is just like, that was hilarious. It's okay. Like,
and funny thing too is, as big of a character that Happy ended up being, played by Jon Favreau. Jon Favreau also came out in the Daredevil movie.
Yeah, he was Foggy.
As Foggy.
Yeah. Man, dude, Jon Favreau's kind of like one of those characters that's just like, he's always just kind of sprinkled in here and there,
Yeah.
I think I sent you that a TikTok the other, or I think I sent it today on Instagram where he was all like, where in the beginning where Deadpool was talking to Happy about, like, he was kind of interviewing for the Avengers, and he was talking to him. He goes like, this seems kind of like, I should be saving the good stuff, like, is the big guy coming in? And he goes, oh, he doesn't do these cameos, meetings. Like, come on, like. And then we'll get to he was talking about obviously Tony Stark, and we'll get to that later in the show, but like, I thought that was another one. That was another joke where he said that. I fucking laughed, and nobody else was laughing. I'm like, that was funny, like, But yeah, so, and then
so let's go. Okay, we're going through the cameos right now. We've already talked X-23, Jennifer Gardner's Elektra.
Happy, I guess we
Happy, yeah, would be one. What did you think of Chris Evans,
bro? That that was Okay, so I this movie was directed by Sean Levy.
Sean Levy. Sean
Levy, whatever. Who I think he also had hand in Stranger Things too, right? He came the first season.
He did.
The Adam Project and what's the other movie? Free Guy.
Yeah, but one of the big because I saw it in on a Instagram post. A reason why he also because of this movie, 2 songs, especially one in particular, is like making like chart
like a version
toppings again. Like Bye 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 is now like topping the charts now. It's now in like the top 20 of Spotify playlists,
classic,
and stuff like that. And which he, the director, Sean Levy, he did an episode of Stranger Things, and it was the episode where Max was in the underground world, or the upside down world.
Yeah.
And they're trying to save her, and then they put her favorite song on.
Oh, that one song.
Yeah. Forgot what it's called, but yeah, and that song ended up becoming popular because of that. So he's got this little like
kind of track record,
picking some pretty good songs and making them popular again. Especially like you said, Like a Prayer from Madonna, which was the main theme of from the trailers.
Yeah. So he also had directed Fall Guy. Oh no, Free Guy. The one with Ryan Reynolds.
That was a funny one.
Yeah,
it was entertaining for what it was.
But and also that one too had a cameo from Chris Evans. Where in that movie, Ryan Reynolds' character in the video game world pulls out a Captain America shield, and Chris Evans all like, "Hey, what the what the fuck?" So I was kind of like in the back of my head, I'm like, well, I mean, they got him for that movie. I mean,
running up that hill, Kate Bush.
Okay, so I was like, he came out in that movie, so he has to like come out in this movie in some degree. I mean, obviously, I'm thinking Captain America, at least something. I mean, it's Chris Evans, Captain America. I mean, we're gonna get all these cameos. So when we get that badass fight scene with Deadpool and Wolverine, their first fight scene where even Deadpool's all like, "Get your socks ready, nerds. This is gonna be awesome." Like, hell yeah, it is. And then you get Wolverine like, "Let's fucking go!" And then they get into this badass fight. And then like, and then in distance you hear.
Don't mean to stop you real quick, but let's get some refills on these. But like you said, that fight scene was amazing. It was great. And then in the background you just hear like, "If we fight, then they win." And like I heard the voice, I'm like, "Oh shit!" Yeah, I heard it too. I was like, "Oh, dude."
I'm like, and then you just see him in like, you see like the blue suit and like you even see the red gloves. And I was all like, and they're not showing his face for a while. I'm like, they gotta show his face. Like, come on, like, who? Like, we all know who this is. And sure enough, he turns around and it's fucking Chris Evans and the fucking beard and like the hair. And I'm just like, oh shit. Even Deadpool's like, like, he's here. And then like he's all, and then that's when,
oh my god, he's gonna say it.
Yeah, but but that's when like all the the Mad Max kind of thing start coming, and he's all like, "Stay close." Okay, and he like hugs him and he just gets him off him, and then he does the thing. He's all like, Deadpool's like, "Oh, he's gonna say it. He's gonna say it." And Logan's like, "Say what?" And he goes, and Deadpool's like, "Avengers," and then fucking flame on. I'm like, oh shit! Sorry, dude. I was in the movie. I was like, oh my god! I was like, no way! Like that was hilarious. I was like, oh my god! I was like, I can't believe that. I was like, I saw this back in my mind that Chris Evans did play, the Human Torch, but like in that moment I didn't think about that. I was like just thinking Captain America. So that was a pretty nice surprise. And then also too, like, I thought that he was gonna be taken out pretty quickly. I mean, it kind of seemed like him going up and like kind of trying to take out Pyro, and Pyro just absorbing all the flames. I was like, and then he just falls and fucking bends, does a scorpion bend and everything. I was like, oh shit, I guess that was quick. But then no, he like continues on for a little while, and like It's so funny. I don't know if you really realize it, but as he's talking, his Boston accent comes out a lot.
Yeah.
Especially when he's cussing in the end credit scene. Like, he's just like, his Boston accent comes out a lot. But man, that was a good surprise. That was a really good surprise. I was like, man, I like that one.
All right, let me introduce this beer real quick. So this next beer that we're drinking, it's from Texas Beer Co. in Taylor, Texas. It's the Hoppy Clouds Fuzzy Indian Pale Ale, or IPA. Let's see. Hoppy Cloud Fuzzy IPA. Our Fuzzy Peach IPA floats high in the sky with juicy tropical hoppy notes and sweet, delicious fruit flavors to inspire the inner artist in all of us. Cheers to all. And again, this is from Texas Beer Co. in Taylor, Texas, which we did a beer
Yes.
tour there.
If you guys haven't gone to see that episode,
yeah,
go and check it out. It's in our YouTube channel. We did it like at this point 3-4 years ago.
Yeah, and we need to go visit them back. He still kind of, remembers us every now and then when he comes down, and they do like some of the festivals, the beer festivals here in Texas. And I just got to kind of remind him, like, yeah, it's Geekin Drinkin. He was like, oh yeah, dude. He goes, when are you gonna come back and do a show? I was like, dude, we gotta plan something. So.
Yeah. I like.
He's definitely a nerd, dude. Like he definitely he was definitely geeking out with us. So
yeah, I would like to get his opinion.
Yeah,
on this movie.
that would be some fun, a fun one to do.
I was thinking about like old interviews and stuff we were doing, and I think you told me a while ago before, but I didn't remember. Last time I was in Austin, which was back in June, we were just trying to look for a place to go, and I was like, I know a good place. I was like, let me look it up. The fourth tap, they're not there anymore. I was like, damn.
Yeah, they unfortunately they sucks.
But cheers.
But here's to you guys. Hope you guys are still doing well, and
Oh, that's so good. I'm sorry. I think that's way better than the other one. The other one's dry. It's a little dry.
Oh yeah, that one's good.
So I mean, were you as shocked with the Johnny Storm cameo?
I was a little bit, but then I was like, no, there's no way. Like I knew who it was. I was like, yes, it's him. I know it's him. But I was like, there's no way. There's no freaking way. I'm like, no. And yeah, I did remember that he did play Johnny Storm in the Fantastic Four movies, way back when. But at the same time, I wasn't even thinking that either. Like I wasn't thinking like, oh, he's just gonna come out as Johnny Storm. Like no, I'm like, in my head again too. That it's like, it's no way he's gonna come out as Captain America. Like no, he said he was done with it. He said he was done, and then. Like you said, he's doing the whole speech thing, and Deadpool's getting all excited, and he's just like, he's gonna say it, and he's like, Avengers, and then he's like, flame on. It's like, oh shit,
dude, that was like,
but everybody kind of went, huh? Like it literally sounded like that in the theater. Like everybody went, huh? Like what? Like.
Yeah.
Because I don't think a lot of people either knew or remember that he was the Human Torch in the Fantastic Four movies.
He was so much younger, too, and he did not just, obviously with the beard and stuff. I mean, and just like RDJ, I mean, he's like, you think of Captain America, you think of Chris Evans, you think of Iron Man, you think of Robert Downey Jr., you know what I mean? So it's like...
you think of Spider-Man, you think of Andrew Garfield.
But what was I going to say? Yeah, no. I mean, and then at that too, like, just like, I mean, like the way he goes out, like, because Andrew just takes his skin. I was like, holy shit! I was like, damn, like, and I like how that as soon as that happened, Logan's like, we don't know that guy. So yeah, that was a good one, and then going back to the when we got introduced to Electra Jennifer Gardner, this one I really wasn't expecting at all. Like, you get Jennifer Gardner coming out and like, oh yeah, there's more of us, and then like he looks and like, oh, who else is coming out? Motherfucking Blade, Wesley Snipes' Blade comes out. I was all like, what the fuck? And the first thing that came to my mind was like, if you guys don't know, like, and it's crazy to think that it's been 5 years that they announced that they're making a new Blade movie with Mahershala Ali. and unfortunately, like this is honestly looking like another Gambit situation where it's like they just cannot get this movie to go. Like they've gone to so many directors, they've gone to so many writers, they've gone to so many like script rewrites. I think one of the earliest iterations of the script was like not Wesley Snipes. Mahershala Ali's Blade was like a secondary character to other like people in a Blade movie. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense at all.
Yeah.
But so, it's gone to the point where it's just like, are we ever gonna get this movie? So that was my first thought. I was like, Wesley Snipes, and it didn't even click to me when I was watching it because there was and one of the funny. I was like I laughed in the theater when it happened, but like I kind of that joke got lost in the shuffle. But I was on social media and it came up again where Deadpool was all like going through everybody, and he goes to Electra. You are Electra, okay? And then he's all like, I didn't expect to see you here. I thought you were retired. And Blade's all retarded. He's all retired. I'm not trying to get canceled here. And he's like, Blade's, I don't like you. He's like, you never did. I didn't snap to that either because obviously, that joke has meaning behind it. Wesley Snipes and Ryan Reynolds were in Blade Trinity together.
Yeah.
And it's famously known that Wesley Snipes did not like Ryan Reynolds. Like, he hated him.
Yeah, he did not like him because he would never be on script. He was always improvising a lot, and so I guess it would throw him off. And he didn't like being like that actor, being thrown off by shit. So
that was just funny. He's like, I don't like you. You never did. I was just like, God, man. That is funny. I thought you were retarded. But I was like, dude, Blade? Like, what? And then you get that awesome fucking scene where they're like charging the, I guess, Cassandra Nova's little Ant-Man compound thing, And then they pull out the bazooka and like, oh, that belonged to the Punisher. And they're like, which one? And he's like, which one? He goes, there's been so many of them.
There's been like 5 of them.
There's been like 5 of them. And then he's all like, but there's only been one blade.
There's only been one and only blade.
Yeah, one and only blade. And freaking Deadpool looks at the camera like, I was like, dude, like that's another one of those jokes. I'm just like, are they serious with that? Like Disney let them tell that joke? Like that's wild. Like that's what I respect about it in a sense of like, that's what I respect that Disney allowed them to do those kind of jokes, like poking fun at like an actual property they're trying to get off the ground that they just can't do it, and like they allowed them to do that. So it's just like that I like that.
One of the other things that I did like, even though they showed it in the trailer too, is when when Deadpool and Blind Owl are having a conversation, and she's like wanting to do cocaine, and he's like, whoa, that's the one thing that Feige said we couldn't talk about. Yeah. And she's like, what, like. And then, like, she even does the, what is it from Frozen?
You want to build a snowman? What was the other one? He goes force dust or force. What's he say? He's force something,
yeah.
Right? It's like all these little jokes, and she's like, "You want to build a snowman?" He goes, "I do, but I can't." One thing I will say about this one that I feel lacked. This movie's emotional, I guess, weight of it was Deadpool essentially trying to save his family, trying to save his universe. He always holds up a picture of these 7 people are the ones that I love, but we don't really get them a lot in this movie, considering that,
I think that was the point.
Yeah, and I understand, like, I get it, but I like those characters, I like Dopender, I like, Hayukio, like, Negasonic Teenage Warhead,
yeah.
I like him, even Vanessa, like, it was just kind of weird to me that obviously in the first movie, Deadpool and Vanessa like meet up and they like fall in love, this and that, and he it's about him trying to reconnect with her, and the second one, it's
I was surprised they even showed Colossus.
Yeah, he was barely in it too, like, and then in the second movie, like you get Vanessa ends up dying, and it's like Deadpool is like going through this emotional thing. So it was kind of shocking to me that in this one, like, you find out that they're not together no more, and like he's still trying to win her back, or he's trying to prove her wrong, prove to her that he can do something with his abilities. He wants to be a superhero. He wants to be an Avengers.
Yeah.
Like, I think I don't know, like that I liked, but it kind of got lost in the shuffle of all like, okay, well, your universe, is it's gonna be is gonna disintegrate because what they call it, your core anchor, your anchor being, which was Logan, is dead. Which, now that I think about it, and I've listened to some reviews, and it kind of like made me think about it more, makes no fucking sense. Like, I get what they're saying, that like there's an anchor being for somebody for every universe, but where was that universe before that being was born? And it's just kind of weird to say that, like.
Well, you also got to remember, Logan was born way before.
Yeah. I get that. Yeah, that whole 200 years, right? Yeah, I get that.
And the other thing too is that it also seems like the Logan that they ended up going with, the Wolverine they ended up going with, overshadowed his, like,
kind of took his spot in a sense, right?
Protected, because they kept talking about how his universe, was shattered because of whatever events happened in his multiverse.
Yeah. So again, as one of those things with the story, I'm just like, well, I don't know. Like, I mean, I guess that's where we're going with this. At this point, I'm just along for the ride, and along in that ride was Remy LeBeau. That was one of the ones. I
was not expecting that at all.
Which is the fourth or the third member in those after Lecturer, after Blade, we get fucking Channing Tatum coming out as the Gambit.
and it kind of also reminded me of like Channing Tatum coming out in This is the end.
Oh, hey guys.
Yeah, I call him Channing Tatum.
Yeah, dude, I was just like he came out, I was like, this dude looks ridiculous. Like the little helmet he has, not to mention the little Cajun accent that he does.
They definitely tried to go full comic book or full X-Men animated series with him.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing is, like, I mean, Gambit is a beloved character. I mean, like I know that. I mean, maybe not to me personally, but like I know it's a lot of people like Gambit. Like people love Gambit. People, it's like he's a fan favorite.
One of my favorites.
Him and his him and Rogue's relationship, especially how it got we got a little refresher in the X-Men '97. And then obviously, I mean, whatever happens with him, in that one.
I don't mean to jump off topic a little bit, with X-Men '97. Oh,
God. I haven't watched it, but
so good.
I know what happens. But yeah, no, obviously, like, I'm not, it is good. So like back in X-Men Origins, they introduced what's his fucking name? Taylor Hitch.
Taylor Kitsch.
Yeah, Taylor Kitsch as Gambit.
But the thing was that Channing Tatum was supposed to be in X-Men Origins, apparently, as Gambit. But I think when they started filming Wolverine, the X-Men Origins,
that one,
he ended up got tied up with doing another project. I forgot which one it was.
Magic Mike.
Probably not. I think Magic Mike was way after.
Yeah.
But so then that's why they ended up going with that actor Taylor Kitsch.
Yeah.
To play Gambit.
And at that too, I mean, that movie did a lot of characters like
dirty.
Yeah, I mean, obviously
and the thing is too, was one of the ones that did dirty.
That's one thing I always forget about too. Like, we had Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman on screen together before, and it just wasn't done right.
Yeah.
So it's good to see that they did it, and they did it right.
And it's funny that it kind of went in reverse. It was like Ryan Reynolds did it for Wolverine for Hugh Jackman's movie, and now Hugh Jackman did it for his movie. Deadpool for Ryan Reynolds' movie.
Yeah. So yeah, like, and for those of you who aren't in on the joke, is that, like, yeah, for a long time, there was a Gambit movie that was in development, and they had Channing Tatum. They even announced Channing Tatum was even at a Comic-Con, came out. There's a photo of him, Ryan Reynolds, all the Fantastic Four cast that was in the new Fantastic Four, all the new X-Men cast. Like, they took a photo together. Like, they were propped up to be like the next, stars in these next movies, and Gambit was one of them. They just could not get it right. They could not get it off the floor. Eventually,
Fox.
Eventually, they just gave up on it.
Well, it ended up fully getting scrapped once Disney bought out Fox, and they just totally scrapped the whole thing.
So,
I really do hope that they do give him the opportunity, and that it's not gonna be like the way it was in Deadpool.
I don't know, man. Like, I think at this point, it's just not gonna happen. And I think this was kind of like, okay, well, we're gonna give you this. And the thing is, too, like, as silly and funny as it was, this was one of the parts. And we were talking about before the kind of we were kind of talking about things before we started recording. I was like, I'll tell you when we start recording. This was one of the things that, like, I was surprisingly super giddy with. I felt like a little girl when they were doing a fight scene and Gambit was fighting. I was like, dude, we're fucking getting Gambit. Like, he has his fucking
bow staff.
He's
all
fucking,
charged up.
Yes, he's fucking doing the little cards and like in the boom boom. I was all like, I was sitting there watching the movie and I was like, oh my god. I was like, oh my god. My girl was like, what? I'm like, it's just like, I don't know. I was like, I got super giddy and emotional for some reason because I was all like, damn, like that. Like, I'm just glad that we got to see Channing Tatum, kind of, because that's what he really wanted to do. You know, he really wanted to do it, and I know fans wanted him to do it. So it's just kind of like this really, really satisfying, touching fan service of like, you know, we got to see Gambit, and he was fucking super silly with his stupid accent and everything. But like, yeah, he's like, who is your dialect coach? The Minions? Like, I was like, all that shit was hilarious. But it also was just like awesome to see him in action and fighting, and it wasn't silly. It was fucking badass. That made me so super giddy and emotional for a weird reason. But that was fucking cool. Like, I love that. I think. On top of the Chris Evans thing, that was one of my favorite ones. Was surprisingly the Channing Tatum Gambit.
I was thinking, you know, with all the cameos that we got, and that's kind of pretty much where we're at right now. I mean, you know, we're about, jeez, man, we're almost 50 minutes into this episode.
We should wrap this up.
And well, I know we also want to talk a little bit about something else, but you know, the cameos were kind of like the big things in the Deadpool movie. And I was just kind of thinking, dude, like, what if we would have gotten one more cameo? I think I would have liked it. And if we would have heard his voice come out, I think people would have freaked.
Who's that?
Can you guess who it was? Think of like all the non-MCU movies that were just trash. And he even had two movies.
Ghost Rider?
Yes.
Nicolas Cage?
Yes, dude. What if we would have heard Nicolas Cage's voice, dude? It's like, don't forget about me or something, you know? Dude, like, you know, and I would have freaked, dude. And then, like, imagine them, like, driving, you know, when they were driving and he's in the van and he just see Blade on his fucking motorcycle, dude. I would have geeked out even more on that shit, dude. That would have been a really good one right there.
Yeah,
really good one.
I would have liked to seen Thomas Jane as Punisher. You know, I mean, obviously you can't get Ray Stevenson, you know, rest in peace, but like Thomas Jane, you know, come back as a Punisher. That'd be pretty cool. Or even like one of the new Fantastic Four.
What if we got Dolph
Lundgren?
Dolph Lundgren. He played Punisher.
He did?
Yeah.
What the fuck? Where do you play Punisher at?
It was a movie. It was like a 80s or early 90s movie.
Oh, one of the early ones.
Yeah.
That's funny. Like Lou Ferrigno style? Like the whole...
1989. Dolph Lundgren. Punisher. Boom.
What the fuck? That's crazy.
Yeah. and remember, too, we also had the 90s Captain America.
Yeah, we don't talk about that.
We don't talk about that one.
So real quick, you know, I know we're trying to wrap things up, or at least on this conversation, because we got to, you know, want to talk about other things. I think another great sequence in the movie that we should definitely talk about were all the Wolverine variants. And I mean, we can go through these because I have a list of the ones that we got. Obviously, you know, we got the first one we got was a comic accurate short king, 5 foot something, Hugh Jackman, you know, like really short. He was all like, he goes, look at you, little comic accurate short king, you know. Just like, I was like, God damn, it's just funny. Then
Patches.
Then we got Patch, you know, Hugh Jackman with the tuxedo and the patch, obviously.
I'll tell you which one was my favorite one when you get to it.
We got Wolverine, which is it's from a famous comic book cover, which is the Fever Dream Wolverine.
Which one was that? The one?
Yeah, when he's on the X, you know.
Where he's now, and I think that's when in the comic book itself, it's like he's being forced to watch the X-Men being like tortured or something like that. I forgot who was torturing them.
And then we got the Age of Apocalypse Wolverine, which is a Wolverine with no hand.
Yes.
I think that one in that one in that comic book storyline, Cyclops was the one that lasered off his hand.
Yeah.
And I think even in the comics, like he still has the claws that come out of the nub. And I think the one that you like,
and I think that's why it looks metal, because it's animanium.
Yeah. Yeah. And the one you like, obviously, is the from the first appearance of Wolverine in Incredible Hulk issue 180 with the blue and orange suit,
brown and
orange suit. My bad.
Get it right, bro.
And even like I didn't notice, but like in this picture, and we could even put it up. I can send to you later. That they got that from the movie. Yeah. The movie got it from this. Like
he's like, wait, aren't you?
He goes, hey, didn't you fight the Hulk? Shing! And I was like, you see the Hulk? I was like, oh shit, that was fucking cool. Which was I liked all that. I liked that. Like it was pretty cool. I know there's a lot of speculation of like in this movie, we're gonna get different actors that have been rumored to play Wolverine. Daniel Radcliffe was one of them. People thought he was gonna be the Patch one. Some other actor. People also thought they were going to get introduced to the new actor playing Wolverine, which obviously didn't happen. All these actors.
Who was the new one?
I know that they haven't announced it. People thought that we were going to get the announcement in this movie, which, I mean, people speculate all they want, whatever.
I just don't like when he goes, till you're 90.
Till you're 90. But, like, I thought it was pretty cool that all these were played by Hugh Jackman, except for the one and only. We got one of the last cameos. You see a Wolverine, bulky, muscular, working on a bike. Motherfucker turns around, and then he goes, from the behind, he kind of looked like Henry. Whoa! And fucking Henry Cavill, the Calvarine. He even says the Calvarine. And he's all like, I'm gonna speak for everybody, but this just feels right. And I even love, dude. This movie had a lot of jabs at like other studios, and he was all like, he goes, "I promise you, we can treat you better than that shitbox down the street." And I was like, "Whoa!"
Well, I mean, he has done a DC jab before in Deadpool 2. He goes, "You're so dark. Are you sure you're not from the DC universe?"
Yeah. And then real quick, I mean, okay, yeah, we get the Calvarine and like. Dude, fucking this Henry Cavill with the mutton chops, the fucking thing, the cigar. You just leaving. And just fucking hits him out. I was like, whoa, Henry Cavill? Like, you kidding me? That was pretty cool.
That's good. That and good for the people that agreed to do a lot of the cameos and stuff like that. And
yeah, because I think
good on fucking Wesley Snipes too, dude. Because I saw in a little interview that that he said that Ryan Reynolds actually reached out to him.
Yeah. And
said that, hey, if we make this happen, will you do it? And he's like, well, I don't think it's gonna happen, but
yeah, I saw the same one.
But it's like if it does, I'm in. And he goes, okay, it's happening. He's like,
that's fucking
and then he was
cool.
like, fuck it, I'm in.
Yeah, that's so cool. One of the last, we're talking about how they're making fun of a lot of like other studios, whatever. I think one of the funniest things, and I didn't catch it watching the first. I thought I heard him say it, but then I went back and like watched them. I mean, scenes on social media. Yeah, unfortunately, but I watched it was when and this is one of the things that we got in TV spot was the showdown between Wolverine and Sabretooth. The guy who played the original Sabretooth, and like that was one of the things that we got. In one of the TV spots that I was like, okay, fine, whatever. He's all like, you look ridiculous. Takes out all the stories and everything. He's all like, people have been waiting for this fight forever. And he's like, shut the fuck up. Oh my God. Like, but then so they get Wolverine and Sabretooth and they run at each other. I mean, kind of anticlimactic. Wolverine fucking just decapitates him. It's so funny. Fucking Deadpool just picks up Sabretooth's head. Here I am. Queen. Yeah, your queen, Furiosa. I was like, oh my God, dude. I was like, you kidding? Those kind of jokes I respect. Like those like good on Kevin Feige, good on Disney and Marvel, whatever, for like, okay, let's do it. Like, fuck it, let's just do it. Like,
okay, real quick on the fight scenes. The first fight scene was great. It was amazing. I loved the second fight scene in the minivan.
Oh, dude, yes, and then but it was also brought on by like a great fucking like scene where Wolverine just dresses down Deadpool to like his bones, like telling him everything, like you're nothing, you know. That's why your girlfriend doesn't love you. This and that is why you're not an Avenger. And to the point where Deadpool has nothing to say, all he's just like, I'm gonna fight you now, you know. And they just go at it in the car, like.
And what do we think about Nice Boy?
I just love his Canadian accent. I'm sorry.
And he goes, I could break the fourth wall too. The proposal.
That was too. Some people who like complain like, "Oh, that kind of took me out of the middle." I'm like, that was funny. Like that was stupid. And even on top of that, he's all like blocking him with the bullets, and he's like, "Don't worry, he regenerate." I don't regenerate. He's like, "You don't regenerate?" He goes, he just still uses them. I was like, "Come on." The whole like Deadpool core thing, that last fight scene, like.
It was silly. It was very silly.
Very silly. I just like I thought,
and that's what I had mentioned in my non-spoiler. You know about the one of the big issues that the MCU has, and actually with even like you know the other movies that are not part of the MCU is what they have real big troubles with is their villains.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah. What's his name? Paradox, and unfortunately Cassandra Nova. Like I know the character in comics is
she was good. You know,
yeah.
Emma
Collins or Karen or Karen. Yeah, Karen. Yeah.
Well, right here, Karen.
Karen.
Sorry, my bad. You know, she was good. You know, for what she did with the character, but you know, again, just the way that you know the MCU just utilizes a lot of their really good villains. It's just it's they keep missing on that, dude. Just like the way they kind of, I feel like, well, I definitely know that they fucked up with Ultron. You know, Ultron was a really good villain, but like, you know, they could have utilized him a lot more.
Yeah. So
and you know, kind of segueing into that, you know, we got a big announcement too. How do you feel about that?
Okay, so obviously we're talking.
If you want to grab a couple more beers too. Okay,
so you want the other one? You want the?
I'll take the Guava. That one was good. I like that one.
These peach ones are like 7%.
So, a week or so before this recording was Comic-Con, and Comic-Con came out with some pretty big announcements.
Yeah, I mean, ooh, what the fuck?
What is it?
A roach leg.
Ew.
A roach in my bag?
Gross. It's frozen now. Eat them. It's protein.
I think it might came from your bag.
It's protein.
Yeah, so you know, Comic-Con happened last week, right as Deadpool was hitting cinemas. You know, going into it, you know, rumors of we're gonna get, you know, an announcement about the, you know, obviously the movies that are coming out, which are
well, we got, you know, quite a bit of movie announcements.
Not announcements, but like just kind of like touch base.
There was definitely big changes in direction as well, because as far as you know, when this whole new phase started, the big bad for this phase was supposed to be Kang the Conqueror.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Jonathan, I didn't hit her Majors. Just kidding.
Kind of didn't, but
hey.
I'm not gonna touch that. I'm just.
You know, obviously they're going a different direction with that. So people are speculating like, oh, you know, it's like we're gonna go to Doom, and I know, you know, we're gonna get the Doom and the actor playing Doom, the announcement. Obviously the Russo brothers were announced to come back. That was a big thing, rumored, and a big thing that they announced. You know, the Russo brothers directed Winter Soldier, Captain America: Civil War, and Avengers: Infinity War and Endgame. You know, gave us arguably 4 of the best MCU movies.
Definitely. Winter Soldier is by far one of my favorite MCU movies. Now next to Deadpool Wolverine. Dude, Civil War, not Civil War. Winter Soldier is definitely gonna be my number one in the MCU. Mm-hmm. Deadpool is gonna be a close 2 or 3.
Really?
Just because of the comedy, and again because of how risky the Disney and MCU went with allowing a lot of the stuff that they did.
All right. I mean, your opinion's your opinion. So yeah, I mean, they were announced to come back.
The Multiverse of Madness was one of my favorites.
Now I know you're lying.
Sorry, I keep interrupting. I'm going to drink my beer while you're talking.
So yeah, they obviously announced that they're pivoting. They're still doing the Secret Wars. It's coming out 2027. That's going to be a big event. Kind of like on the scale of Infinity War and Endgame. But prior to that, the movie leading up to it is going to be Avengers. It was Kang Dynasty. Now it's called Avengers Doomsday. And then with that, we got the announcement that Robert Downey Jr. is coming back as Victor Von Doom. Victor Von Doom. Doom himself. RDJ. Dr. Doom. I have to admit, at first, because I saw the announcements on Instagram. First thing I saw was from Comic Book Movie. Rooster Brothers are coming back for Avengers Secret Wars, coming out in 2027. Okay, fine. Next one came out. Just announced Rooster Brothers are coming back for Avengers Doomsday. And I was like, Doomsday? That's a cool name. I like that. I like how they're pivoting. 2026. Robert Downey Jr. starring as Dr. Doom. I'm like, what? I was all like, hold up, what? I think I immediately sent it to you.
Yeah, and that's what I was gonna say. When you sent it to me, like a day or two before, I had saw rumors like, Robert Downey Jr. could possibly play Dr. Doom, and or like like people do like fan art and stuff like that, and they did like a Victor Von Doom with Robert Downey Jr. and I was like, no. I was like, that's
silly,
too risky. That's a big ask because he said he was done. Silly, because how's that gonna work? And then you sent me the post, and I was like, and then I told you, I was like, oh yeah, I heard a fan favorite, and you're like, no, it's happening. I was like, what?
I think I sent you the TikTok where they had all the people dressed up as Dooms on the stage. They separate, and their announcements like, we had to get someone to play Victor Von Doom. And they say it. And I stress that right now. They say Victor Von Doom. They don't say, they say he's playing Victor Von Doom. And then they separate. One comes out, takes off his mask, and it's Robert Downey Jr. And at first, I'm like, the crowd's going wild, whatever, this and that, But then you start thinking about it, I'm just like, okay, wait, how is that going to work? Because...
Is this gonna be like another multiverse thing?
Yeah, because my first thing is like, is it gonna be a variant of Tony Stark that turns into Dr. Doom? Because I don't know how I feel about that.
Well, this wouldn't be the first time that they changed something that happened in the comics. Mm-hmm. Again, going back to Age of Ultron, it wasn't Tony Stark that created Ultron. It was Ant-Man. It was not Scott Lang. Hank Pym. Hank Pym was the one
in the comics, right?
Was the one that created Ultron in the comics and everything. And we when we got Ant-Man, we totally got a whole different Ant-Man. Because we went from Hank Pym, which we never got, to Scott Lang, who was the second Ant-Man. Yeah. And nothing against Paul Rudd. He did really good in the first two. Third one, nah. But that wasn't his fault either. He still did good as Ant-Man in the third one. It's just the story that they went with was just trash. Mm-hmm. But again, that was a big change that they did, and this is gonna be another huge change that they're doing.
Yeah, yeah. So, and I know there was a lot of comic book storylines where Victor Von Doom and Tony Stark have a lot of similarities. There were even times where I think there was even one comic book storyline where Doctor Doom essentially becomes the next Iron Man. Like he like kind of recognizes the errors of his ways. He builds himself his own Iron Man suit. Still wears the fucking cape.
Yeah.
But he's and he's like,
and I told you this before. I told you I would not be surprised that when they do bring out Von Doom, and not that I guess who the actor was gonna be, but that they go different ways. That he's either gonna be one of the big bads, or that they decide to do like what Disney did with their villains. Give him his own fucking movie, dude.
mm-hmm.
And I really still agree on that. Like, give him his own fucking movie.
Yeah.
Like, you could do so much just on his character alone without the support of, like, Fantastic Four or the Avengers or anything like that, you know?
Yeah. What's it called? I'm trying to get something. Okay. And the thing is, like, with Doctor Doom, like, I mean, I don't know much about him. All I know honestly is from what I see in the original movies, like the first Fantastic Four movie. So from what I know that, you know, about Doctor Doom or Victor Von Doom is that he's like one of Reed Richards' close friends
And antagonists.
Like when that incident, and then also too, he's also like they're in a love triangle with Sue Storm. You know, like he kind of like has feelings for Sue, but like, you know, she's with Richard, this and that. So in that sense, it's kind of weird because you got Pedro Pascal playing Reed Richards, who's an older, beautiful gentleman. You got RD.
He's already got the
You got RD. Robert Downey Jr., who is also now playing Victor Von Doom, an older gentleman. Then you got Vanessa Kirby, who is I don't know how younger she is, but it's just kind of weird to see these. If this is the storyline they're going with, and if they do the love triangle, like I don't know if I want to see these two old guys.
But the thing is, too, don't forget the new Fantastic Four movie is going to take place in a different multiverse
in the 60s,
mm-hmm. And it's supposed to be a futuristic 60s.
Jetsons.
Yeah, that's kind of what inspired.
Yeah.
That was a big thing too, mm-hmm. And the test footage that they showed, or like the pictures they showed from Comic-Con on Fantastic Four, I'm excited because you know what, that should be their teaser right there. It's like a fake documentary, mm-hmm. 60 like old TV style.
Yeah,
that should be their teaser. I would do that. That for me would interest me more than enough. Don't show me nothing else. Mm-hmm. I'll wait till the fucking movie comes out just to go watch it.
See, and the thing is with I think since this announcement, either the Russo brothers or Kevin Feige have come out and they've even said like this Doom is not going to be a variant of Tony Stark. Like he's not. So I'm just okay. Well, it's just going to be like just someone that looks like him.
He's going to be a variant. And they're saying that like he's gonna be a variant. He's gotta be.
Maybe, but it's just like I don't know. Like I don't want him to be a variant. You know what I mean? Like I want Doom to be Doom. Like I don't want Doom to be a variant of Tony Stark. Like you know what I mean? Like sure they can make it work fine. And the thing is with that too is that like okay.
And and the actor that originally played Victor Von Doom, I thought he did a really good job as Doom, especially in the first.
Toby Kebbell.
No. Julian McMahon, MC
McMahon. Julian McMahon.
Yeah. Oh, okay. My bad. Whatever.
McMahon. No, Toby Kebbell played him in the other one.
Yeah. And that's what I was gonna say. He played him in the other one. Which, I mean.
Yeah, no, I like that guy, the Julian McMahon. Like, I thought he was pretty good.
And and nothing against Toby Kebbell. I mean he's a really good actor. I love him in Rock and Roller.
Oh yeah.
But I mean it just sucked. It just sucked that the direction they went with the remake Fantastic Four was just trash.
Yeah,
trash.
That was a mess. I was gonna say too,
which sucks because it has a lot of good actors in it. Mm-hmm. A lot of good actors and.
I was gonna say too. I mean, like I said, they're bringing back the Russo brothers, which again we said that they've made some of the best MCU movies that have come. And the thing is too, not to mention that like Infinity War and Endgame, not only did they have the Russo brothers directing, they also had two of the best writers, which were Christopher Marcus and Stephen McFeely. Those two were the ones that wrote the movies. You know, you got to have good writers to have also good directors. You know, with these new ones, yes, the Russo brothers are coming back, but they're only getting Stephen McFeely. He's coming back to write, not the other one. So they're having him come back to write. So I guess in a sense, I'm kind of like saying, you know, thinking, okay, well, they obviously have a good track record. We'll see what they do with this.
You're thinking Star Wars, Rise of Skywalker.
I hate that movie.
Well, because J.J. Abrams, you know, as much, you know.
Oh yeah, I know what you're saying.
They got, you know, with the Force Awakens, but which was still, I still was thinking it was still really good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was amazing, even though, you know, yeah, there were some similarities to A New Hope and all that.
Blah, blah, blah.
Nerds. But, you know, after what fucking your boy Rian Johnson did in The Last Jedi, and then, you know, they bring back J.J. Abrams, because it was supposed to be 3 different directors doing the last, you know, 3 movies. And, you know, Abrams can only do so much, you know, so, like, you know, are we going to get this, you know, the same thing with the Russo brothers?
Yeah, I think now until the next one comes out, the Russo brothers are kind of acting as executive producers on how the movie's coming out. Because there was even when they showed the trailer for Brave New World at Comic-Con, there was a line it was the same trailer pretty much, but there was a line that they changed in the trailer. I forgot what line it was in the trailer that we got. But in the Comic-Con one, it has Harrison Ford pretty much telling Sam, I want you to get the Avengers back together. And so it's kind of like, you know, little kind of like setting the pieces.
It's probably when he mentioned something about Captain America to Sam.
Or like, you're not Captain America.
Yeah, you're not Captain. Maybe they changed like that.
Or that, or even it was like maybe like remember when he was all like, you know, they said to shave the mustache or lose the election, you know, or something along those lines. Or I think he even said like, no, I think it's the line where he tells Sam like, you need to be on my side or kind of thing. I don't know, whatever, but they changed it. And people are speculating as, it's because the Russo brothers are starting to like, you know, implement little changes here and there to build little building blocks to Doomsday and Secret Wars.
Everything.
Yeah. Because eventually they're going to get everybody back together. I also think too, man, like,
again though too, because Secret Wars, it brings a lot of characters together in the comics, and we got so much more characters now, even though we lost a few.
Yeah.
Captain America, Chris Evans, Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr., Black Widow, Scarlett Johansson,
Chadwick Boseman,
Black Panther, Loki, Tom Hiddleston, Yondu, Michael Rooker, you know, which I love that character. I wish they would not get rid of that character, but you know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
And you know, we got replacements for some of those, you know, characters. Obviously, Anthony Mackie's Falcon is now Captain America. Florence Pugh is now like the new Black Widow. The sister of Black Panther is Black Panther now.
Yeah, and then pretty much like Spider-Man is acting like Tony Stark in a sense. You know,
and then Kruger. What was his name from Guardians of the Galaxy?
Cregan. Yeah,
is like now the Yondu. So you know, but again, you know, what I was trying to get at is that we got so many characters now, especially from the TV shows. Kevin Feige did say don't expect to see a lot of those characters in the movies.
Yeah. Also, too, man, I just want to before we you know, I guess end it. You know how much these motherfuckers are getting paid for this shit? So the Russo brothers are getting paid together each $40 million for each movie, so $80 million together. Robert Downey Jr. is getting paid $50 million. No, $100 million. 50 and 50 for each movie. And not only that, but they're like giving them, you know, like private private airfare, detailed security, like trailer village, where kind of like his trailer, like he has more than just, you know, how The Rock has his own gyms, kind of like in each of his trailers, whatever.
Yeah.
Like Robert Downey Jr. doesn't have like just like little trailer village. They're spending a lot of money on these dudes. You know what I mean? And you cannot deny the fact, whether this decision is good or bad, that this is a desperate move on Marvel's part, because just like Deadpool said, this is a low part in the MCU. So what do? You go back to the two directors that gave you some of the best movies and grossed you a lot of money, and you go back to the one actor that started it all and was the main star, protagonist in all these movies, and went out with a bang. So now you bring him back as a villain? I honestly, I'm intrigued, but I honestly would have loved to see someone else tackle that part. A lot of people were talking about Cillian Murphy playing Doom, which he's a good actor, and I'm not saying he's the right one, but I'm saying there's other actors that they could have spent considerably less than $100 million plus all these little expenses that they could have got to do the part. I'm interested to see what RDJ is going to do.
I would have loved to see him play
Cillian Murphy.
Cillian Murphy.
But like I'm saying, like
he would have been, because dude, he did. I think he did phenomenal as the Scarecrow.
Oh yeah.
And then for him even to come back in the third movie.
Have you seen Red Eye?
Yes, Red Eye did that. That was a really good one. Yes, yeah, I 100% agree with you. I think Cillian Murphy would have definitely killed it as Victor Von Doom.
So I'm saying, like, did they really need to go and spend all that money, you know, like to blow up these budgets on these movies that are already like getting like 200 million, you know, like Indiana Jones cost like 400 million and didn't even make anything back, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. So what are we doing out?
And that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, you know, and you hit the nail on the head, you know, by saying this is definitely a desperate move. Yeah. Because first of all, it was already desperate to bring the Russo brothers back, and then to bring, like you said, the person that started all, RDJ. Yes, it is a huge desperate move, dude. Yeah. Huge.
So, I mean, I think the only question now is just to see if it pays off. And honestly, like, I'm eager to see in the next 5-6 years when we're sitting here and talking about Secret Wars and Doomsday.
Remember when we were talking about Secret Wars 6 years ago?
Exactly, right? Exactly.
We're 80 now.
I know, right?
In 6 years, we're going to be 80.
We're 80 now. That's funny. We will be more white for sure.
Gray beards.
Yeah. But I mean, I don't know. We'll see what happens, man. Like, we'll see. Like, I'm definitely intrigued, but not in a good way. All the way, I guess I would say. You know, like, you know, we'll see what happens. I guess
for sure. And that's pretty much all I got, dude. I mean, I think we had a good conversation on Deadpool Wolverine.
And I hope you guys stuck around with that. I know Steven mentioned last episode that some people complaining about long episodes. I'm sorry.
But like I said, you know,
would you rather us kind of like have just like these quick to the point conversations, or would you rather us sit here and talk like bros that we are, and you're hopefully sitting down having a beer with us and just enjoying it? Maybe you're screaming at your screen of like how dumb we are or how right we are. Leave a comment down below and tell us what your thoughts are. How about that? Do that, man. Okay? And stop complaining about the time.
And talk about it with your friends and tell them, like, and if they ask you, where'd you hear that from? Tell them, Geekin and Drinkin, dude. Where have you been?
Yeah. Boys are back, baby.
Yeah.
Jeez. Well, we'll see what happens. Deadpool was pretty funny. Oh, it was really funny. I will say that. Really funny.
It was really funny. It was really... it's a really good movie for this year to go watch. I definitely enjoyed it. I would love to go see it again.
Yeah. Definitely. But in the meantime, you guys should check out these beers. You can find them in HEB for sure for our Texas peeps.
Yes.
From Texas Beer Co., we got the Hoppy Clouds Fuzzy IPA with peach coming in at 7%.
And
kind of check that.
And from Beer King Brewing Company in Marble Falls, Texas, we got the Misty Lady. Hazy IPA with Guava.
Oh yeah.
And coming in at a 6.5.
And she bitter, baby. She bitter.
She good, though. She good.
Well, guys, thanks for sticking around.
And like Eddie said, subscribe to us on our YouTube channel. Follow us on our Instagram. Like I said in the last episode, that's pretty much where I'm most active in. I'm trying to be a little bit more active on that page for sure. Hey, dude, in a week from now, from this episode, we're going to be in Austin. What are we going to do in Austin, bro?
We're going to see the original Misfits and Suicide Tendencies, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So, with that, if you're watching us on YouTube, you're just listening to our regular outro probably about now. Or
Loser.
Probably been going on already. But if you're listening to us on audio, we're going to go
should
ahead.
be doing.
We're going to go ahead and play a Misfits song for you in honor for watching that. And we're going for your birthday,
Hell
dude.
yeah. Woo, I'm so stoked.
So I'm excited for that. It's going to be original Misfits, Suicide Tendencies. Can't wait. So we got Astro Zombies for you going on. So cheers, guys.
Cheers.